If you want to maintain emotional responsibility, how do you argue and handle disagreements? That would be key here in this episode of the Firm and Fair podcast. I'm your host, Spencer, and we have work to do. Let's get to it. Yeah, we've been there, right? When you're arguing with your partner, things are right in the relationship, but due to these arguments that are ongoing, the relationship quality actually wanes. It becomes worse. People just don't wake up hating each other and then breaking up. It's a small, fluid process of constant arguments, less responsibility. So the goal here in this session is to help understand emotions and understand the responsibility behind them. We have to start treating each other better and having a more forgiving nature. Look, we're only humans. We are only humans. We do the best that we can do every day with the situation that we live in. But it doesn't give us the right to pour negative emotions onto one another, even if you feel like you're right. You got to start making a guideline for yourself and for your partner. No cursing at each other. No disrespectful tones. No calling each other out of your names. No talking down to the other partner. Now look, as human beings, that's what separates us from animals. We have access to a plethora of emotions. We have to be able to accept those emotions as well, too, and accept them well. So the first part about emotional responsibility is accepting the emotion when it comes to you without you bouncing it right back. Case in point, if you're in an argument, if you know that you're in an argument, keep your face still. Accept what you hear from the other person without wanting to jump in, without wanting to attack them because they're attacking you. When that person is done with their spiel, because they just want to be heard, it might be filled with frustration, flustering, cursing, negative emotions. You make it clear to them, I hear exactly what you're saying, but you do not have the right to A, be disrespectful, B, yell at me, C, curse at me, D, all of the above. I want to hear exactly what's on your mind so that we can both work through this and fix this together. But we cannot work through this if the goal is to disrespect me during that process. We can do better. Let's try. Is it okay if we try to do better? Now, that's your best shot for what it's worth. And it's a start. Because if the other person doesn't understand what just occurred, pound it into their head again. Let them know, as of right now, I understand how you feel, but you're lacking in emotional responsibility. We have to be there for each other. Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. I am here for you. We cannot be doing this to one another. It's a conversation to be had between you and your partner, but you can at least use this video as a starting point. That's how you start emotional responsibility. It starts with you. You can't even try to get your partner to start being emotional responsible if you're not trying it yourself. Also, it's a good way to protect yourself. A very good way to protect yourself. Being that, one, you're not flustered. So when you're speaking and you have emotional responsibility, your thoughts are that much more full of clarity. You can bring clarity to your thoughts that much better. You can also come up with a solution as well, too. That's what's paramount. Look, ladies and gentlemen, relationships are not easy. You're going to be challenged every single day. For some reason, that's the society we live in. But your relationship will be challenged every single day. It's up to you to understand that you're both teammates. You're not against each other. You are teammates. It doesn't matter if one teammate messed up. You don't get to berate the other person because they messed up. A relationship is a responsibility, an emotional one as well too. So even if your teammate messes up, you got to be able to pick up the slack where your teammate is not showing up and help them. No one is perfect. Hell, sometimes they run into a situation where they thought that this was okay in their previous relationship. So you have to be forgiving. You got to try and help them and work through it. But if that person continuously does the same thing while you maintain emotional responsibility, that kind of tells you exactly what they think of you as well, because they're not willing to listen to you or grow with you. Now, gentlemen, I'm speaking more to you than the ladies, but there is some situation where ladies are with an emotionally irresponsible man and they try to have these conversations. So it begs the reason that work through your mental and emotional traumas before even trying to be in a relationship. Because certain situations are going to pop up where you're triggered, and then pow, it brings you right back to that state of frame, that mind, that frame of mind, and then you pour that negative emotion onto your partner, even though they didn't deserve it. Even though they didn't deserve it. We got to start doing better, taking care of our partners, even when they're going through a hard time. You got to be there for them. Even if they mess up with you, you got to be accepting and let them know this is not okay. You cannot do this if you would like to be in a healthy relationship with me. That at least makes it clear to them that if they continue doing that, the relationship more than likely will be over. But at least they had fair warning about their behaviors beforehand. I'm tired of people losing each other. I'm tired of it. Hell, I'm tired of losing whoever I'm with as well too. Because I'm at where I'm at, where I have good enough self-awareness, good enough emotional responsibility, but I always find myself trying to bring the person with up to the rear. At least bring them up to where I'm at. It's a hard process. This is a journey for you and your partner. Take it slowly, one step at a time. You'll do better. I'll do better. We all will. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment below. If you have an email for an inquiry, thespencersperspective@gmail.com. This is the Firm and Fair Podcast, and I'm out.